What is up, everybody? Solomon here. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic day. Let's get right into the weeds. Found this today. Italians to install edible blockchain chips into Parmesan cheese. Doesn't that give you a warm and fuzzy? And I would like to say, please hold the microchip. Italian producers of Parmesan cheese are fighting against imitation by installing edible microchips. Of note within this announcement, the chips cannot be read remotely. In lab tests, the chips sat for 3 weeks in a mock-up of stomach acid without leaking any dangerous material. No thank you.
Hell to the no, to the no, 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 no. Hell no, no, to the no, no. Hell to the no, no, to the no, 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 no. Hell to the no, no, to the no, no, no.
Genfinity has a space this Wednesday that should be pretty interesting, dealing in digital identity, security aspects as well. We've got the product management director at Swirlds Labs, Keith Kowal, is going to be talking about soulbound tokens. CEO of Interlock, so Interlock building out on Aleph Zero. Blockchain evangelist, which is, I believe, Steven Sprague here. Co-founder of XX Networks, chief operations officer at Self, and core contributor at Uno Ray and Shore. So that should be a pretty interesting space. If you are interested, feel free to check it out. JSON RPC providers now on Hedera, accelerating developer adoption with Ethereum virtual machine tooling and wallets. Not going to get way too much into the weeds within this. However, once foundational components of the ecosystem are laid, JSON RPC is set to enable broader individual user adoption by offering support for MetaMask and other JSON RPC compatible Ethereum virtual machine wallets. All right, stumbled across this as well. How Brics can break U.S. monetary hegemony. I know that we always hear hegemonic currency, which is kind of the way that the U.S. dollar represents itself now globally. One thing of interest within here, the Brics currency is rumored to be backed by gold. This is just from the article here from China Daily. If true, this would mark the historic return of the gold standard and provide stability for the new currency. Central banks have therefore been stockpiling their gold reserves at record pace. Singapore, 51.4 tons. Turkey, 45.5 tons. China, 39.8 tons. Russia, 31.1 tons. And India, 2.8 tons. Made the greatest purchases of gold in the first 2 months of this year.
Run a backhoe and uproot that tree. I want to know where the gold at. I want the gold. Give me the gold. I want the gold.
Reading down at the bottom here, last but not least, in this article, it states that they expect BRICS countries will engage in constructive dialogue at the upcoming event to introduce a currency that will help countries find greater independence from U.S. financial hegemony. The next BRICS conference is August 22nd through the 24th, so this week. ING putting out an additional document, BRICS expansion in the dollar. Would a larger block mean faster de-dollarization? This is a really long, kind of dry article within here. The financial, hold on, let me find this. On the foreign asset side, very little is known as the Central Bank of Russia stopped disclosing the structure of its international reserves and the international investment position of the Russian economy. The finance ministry is still disclosing the structure of the National Welfare Fund, which is the sovereign fund, which contributes to the funding of the central bank's international reserves. The data that is available suggests that the government had de-dollarized already in 2020, with United States dollars and euros being replaced by the yuan and gold, which have become the only two liquid assets available to the Russian government since 2022, since 2023, etc., etc. So pretty interesting there, saying that the Central Bank of Russia stopped disclosing the structure of its international reserves back in 2020. So de-dollarization certainly could have already begun occurring, over the past 3 years or so. Moving forward, I talked about this briefly last week. SDX adopting the DTI ISO standard. I know that we hear a lot about ISO 20022. Certainly recommend that you guys start paying attention to ISO 24165. I talked about this back in July of last year. I talked about this last week. ISO 24165 digital token identifiers, which are essentially non-fiat currencies, aka crypto. Swift has integrated, and now it's saying SDX also integrating across the product suite. SDX integrates digital asset trading, settlement, and custody on a single and secure infrastructure, stock exchange, and central security depository. Futureverse, which some of us know have gotten funding from Ripple and some other ecosystems and players. The Root Network, so XRP has gas within the Root Network. This article came out this morning. Futureverse blockchain bosses. Futureverse growing its operations with 4 moves, a new $54 million Series A funding round, a $50 million venture fund, an artificial intelligence-powered text-to-music tool, and an accelerator program for early-stage tech startups. The Beverly Hills-based company said that its $50 million venture fund, Born Ready, will invest in technology companies it could potentially collaborate with in the future. They've got a lot of employees, too, reading through this as well, so pretty interesting there. This came out at the end of last week. Is SAFE the new sexy? Central bank digital currencies trust and the evolution of money. This is coming out of MasterCard August 17th. Central banks have been exploring ways to issue their own digital currencies for years, yet their efforts have not captured the public's attention, for better or more recently for worse, like cryptocurrencies have. But central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs, essentially a digital version of fiat currency backed by a government and therefore less speculative than crypto, are gaining momentum, with the potential to have an even bigger impact on our everyday lives. Now, interestingly enough, of note within this, the inaugural set of partners coming out of this MasterCard announcement, obviously MasterCard, including the CBDC platform built by Ripple, blockchain and Web3 software company Consensus, multi-central bank digital currency and tokenized asset solutions provider Fluency, digital identity technology provider Idemia, digital identity consultant Consult Hyperion, security technology group Jaseki and Devrant, and digital asset operations platform Fireblocks. Last 2 things here. Found this today. Central banks at the crossroads. This is a speech by the Deputy General Manager at the Bank for International Settlements at the school, at the Asia School of Business, talking about 4 major forks that are going to drive central banking in the near future. The first being inflation. The second being climate change. The third, inequality. I think there's 5 actually. The fourth, digital financial innovation. Now I'll read a little bit of this here for you guys. Digital financial innovation represents the 4th fork. Technological innovations such as big data, fast payment systems, and distributed ledger technology are gaining ground in both the financial sector and the real economy. This is visible in digital payments, in online lending and insurance, and in applications of distributed ledger technology in cryptocurrency and decentralized finance. We at the Bank for International Settlements are exploring these issues in our research and also in the hands-on work of the Bank for International Settlements Innovation Hub. Last but not least here, right on the bankofengland.co.uk's main site, the digital pound. So if people don't understand that digitization is coming, central bank digital currency is certainly coming. Right on their main website here, we are looking at the case for issuing a digital pound. This type of money is known as a central bank digital currency. It would not replace cash. It's talking about how might it work. A day in the life of a digital pound user. At 7 a.m., wake up, check your balance on the digital pound wallet. At 10, buy a cup of tea with digital pounds using your smartphone. At 3, pay the electrician in digital pounds. At 6, order groceries online and pay for them using the digital pound option on the website checkout. And at 8 p.m., transfer money from your bank account into your digital pound wallet. They state right here in big bold letters, a digital pound is likely to be needed to fulfill our mission. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will talk to you when I talk to you. Thanks. Bye.